What is up, guys? Welcome to the Dynasty Fan Podcast. Thank you guys for joining in. Redraft season is right around the corner, so I'm going to give you guys 3 top values to look out for heading into your fantasy drafts. I'll also start you off with 2 honorable mentions. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. At honorable mention, we have Alvin Kamara and Achane. I know Alvin Kamara right now, guys, he is currently a huge value on Underdog. Right now, he is going as the RB. I know he's going outside the top 100. He's right here at the RB 34 at pick 103. And on Sleeper right here, going as the RB 27. So at pick 72, 73 range. So you're talking the end of round 6, maybe early round 7. So definitely huge value for Alvin Kamara, guys. We know what he can do, right? The impact that he can have. Now they also got Derek Carr heading in there. So I definitely like a lot of these New Orleans Saints. Most of them I think are pretty undervalued. I think they're being slept on. So I think Alvin Kamara right now, guys, is a huge value. We know right now also that they don't have to worry about any jail time right now. Possibly going to be serving a suspension, could be 2 games, maybe up to 4 games. So definitely a value right now. We'll see how this changes heading into August. Now, looking at the next player we have for honorable mention was Achane. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of off on him, even in Dynasty, right? Some people aren't as high on him. But right now, RB40 going at pick 113 on Sleeper, as well as on Underdog. He's going at the pick 119, so RB39. So outside your top 100, and I think he's got some good upside. Miami is a great offense to be in. He has been looking better and better with the weapons that he has. And we know that in that system, guys with speed, they're successful, right? We've seen Raheem Mostert, even Jeff Wilson to some degree was successful last year. And guys, that was pretty much a 50-50 split last year. Both running backs basically got about 200 touches apiece. Both got some goal line work. So I think that pretty much shows they're open to using anybody really in that offense, and really that they don't love one more than the other. So I think that Achane will definitely get some opportunity. And if he gets anywhere near close to 200 touches, I definitely think that he'll be valuable in our fantasy leagues, especially going outside your top 100. Now heading into our top 3 values, going to start off with Mr. Rachaad White, guys. I know the community is kind of split on Rachaad White, right? Some people like him, some people don't. Some people think he's going to be a breakout player this year, breakout candidate. Some people say that he is on their do not draft list, right? They're not going to touch him. Right now, guys, I am liking me some Rachaad White. So last season, guys, obviously the biggest reason we don't have no more Leonard Fournette. No more Tom Brady, right? But no more Leonard Fournette, who, guys, was third in receptions. He had 73 receptions, Leonard Fournette, 523 yards, receiving yards, which was also third. And then he was fifth in targets with 79. So Rachaad White also had a good receiving role already this past season, was 50 out of 56 receptions, 89.3% catch rate, which was fourth overall. Worth mentioning, guys, Leonard Fournette was actually third overall on catch rate. I see that White could easily get 70 plus receptions, right? You have those 73 off the table from Fournette, as well as right now, you have Chase Edmonds there. I like Sean Tucker, guys, as a sleeper. We'll see if he ends up staying on the roster. So if you don't believe in Rachaad White, guys, Sean Tucker might be a guy that you can stash or just keep an eye on, right? Maybe in dynasty leagues, right, you can make a trade for him, and in redraft, just maybe keep an eye on him on your waiver wires as the weeks turn out. If Rachaad White maybe starts off slow, something like that. But I really like Rachaad White right now, guys. He's going at pick 71 on Sleeper and 83 on Underdog. He's going as the RB26 as well as in Dynasty. I've seen him anywhere from that same range, right? 24 to 27 range. So I think he's definitely a value and a buy even in Dynasty. I think he could outperform the RB26 for us, especially with the receiving upside. So Rachaad White definitely going to have some upside and opportunity to show what he could do this fantasy season. So heading into my number 2 value right now is going to be Mr. DeAndre Swift. Even in Dynasty as well, same for Swift. Some people don't really like him. Some people are out on him. But for this season, I think he could easily outperform where he's going. He's going the RB22, RB23 range. Pick 61 on Sleeper, 71 on Underdog. Still only 24 years old, guys, for my Dynasty lovers out there. RB10 in fantasy points per game in 2021 with 15.9. Then he was RB16 with 13.6 in 2022. And this was in points per game, guys. So even in a disappointing season, right, we know he missed some games, but still he was getting very limited touches, guys. And he still got you 13.6 fantasy points per game. Not used that much in the goal line, right? Which one of the knocks on Swift. Still with that receiving upside, guys. DeAndre Swift is just a solid pick for you right there. Miles Sanders last year, guys. I know people say Jalen Hurts, right? The rushing QBs, vulture touchdowns, but in that offense, they just got so much opportunity. Miles Sanders was 7th in TDs, guys, last season alongside Jalen Hurts. 5th in total rushing yards as the efficiency would go up. Miles Sanders was also 8th in rush attempts, 259 attempts. I think Swift's going to have opportunity, guys. DeAndre Swift also had the highest fantasy points per touch. It was actually second highest, guys. Jerick McKinnon is not shown on here. Slightly above Breece Hall, guys, with only 12 touches per game. In this offense, guys, I think that he could definitely get some opportunity, and I think he'll even get some carries in the red zone. Philadelphia pretty much deployed 3 backs in the red zone. You saw them put Boston Scott out there. You saw them put Kenny Gainwell out there, which a lot of people like him as well. And then you saw obviously Miles Sanders. Swift's going to have the opportunity, guys. 2nd in yards per attempt with 5.47 yards per attempt. Going behind guys like Miles Sanders and Dameon Pierce. He already outperformed this year, right? In a down year, people were disappointed with Swift. He still had more total points overall than both Miles Sanders and Dameon Pierce. If you guys are afraid of Penny, that's fine, guys. I personally am not worried about Rachaad Penny coming off that injury and really just multiple season-ending injuries, guys. I think already where you're getting Swift at the RB23, I think he can already outperform that. I think he can be around, RB20, maybe break close to 15 with the Philadelphia Eagles offense, especially, guys, if something were to happen to Rachaad Penny, then you're talking about top 12 upside after that. So heading into my number 1, guys, and I think this person could be possibly number 1 overall. I think they have a shot to finish number 1 overall. Also, guys, if you guys are enjoying the show, be sure to like and subscribe for us. Definitely helps us out. And also let me know in the comments, guys, who are some of your players that you think could be great values for you heading into your fantasy drafts, maybe some players that you're looking at. But right now, guys, Tony Pollard is going to be my number 1 value. I love Tony Pollard right now, going in the 3rd round of your fantasy drafts. I think Tony Pollard has RB1 overall potential. Last season, he already was the RB7 in points per game. Right now, you can get him as the RB9 in sleeper, right? So really late 2nd, really early 3rd round of your draft. 16.5 fantasy points per game. He was 11th in total fantasy points, nearly 300 fantasy points, guys. 290.8 fantasy points. Pollard was also 1st in yards after contact per attempt with 3.82, 4th in yards per rush attempt with 5.22 yards per attempt. And also, just like Rachaad White, you got no Ezekiel Elliott now. Ezekiel Elliott, guys, was 10th in rushing attempts, 231 rushing attempts for Ezekiel Elliott last season. Pollard was also 23rd. He got a decent amount of attempts with 193. Zeke also had 12 rushing touchdowns last season, which was 5th in the NFL. Pollard was 10th in the NFL with 9. So I think there's just a lot of opportunity that is not baked into the price for Tony Pollard. A lot of meat left on that bone. I think he has definitely upside to be the RB1 overall. And if I can get him in my early 3rd, the end of my 2nd round of my drafts, I'm definitely going to be probably drafting a lot of Pollard. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out some of our other videos.
Jefferson's got separation, and he's